Land degradation is a process in which the value of the biophysical environment is affected by a combination of human-induced processes acting upon the land. On the global basis, the soil degradation is caused primarily by overgrazing, agricultural activities, deforestation, overexploitation of land to produce fuel wood, and industrialization. There are an estimated 20.9 million people who are victims of forced labor. Throughout Africa, children and adults are forced to work on farms and plantations. Is there a link between land degradation and human trafficking? This issue is important to me because I believe that the agricultural sector and human trafficking has direct ties. We live in an area that provides nearly 13% of the U.S. commodities and is the top producing state. California generates approximately $37.5 billion a year in agriculture. With California's large immigrant population, it is considered to be one of the top 4 destinations in the U.S. for human trafficking. In areas where there is land degradation, less resources for families, so poverty rises. This leads desperate families to possibly sell one or more of their children into slavery to feed the others. Forced labor is prevalent in the agricultural and fishing industry. On farms and plantations in regions of Africa, women and children are forced to work. Food security and the preservation of marine resources are threatened by illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, which are fueled by forced labor. With the help of stricter or current anti-slavery laws, we could reduce both CO2 emissions and species loss. In Ethiopia, population pressure, land degradation, unemployment is direct cause of poverty, which is directly linked to forced labor. In the coffee cultivation industry, child labor is widespread. As the price of coffee rises, work increases. Struggling families keep their children from school to have them work in the field. As the price of coffee drops, poverty increases. Workers then become enslaved through debt peonage as to repay debts. Coffee owners have found that shade-grown coffee is better tasting and doesn't deplete nutrients from the soil, but they choose instead to harvest the trees for additional income. When plantations use this method, the perennial crops need to be replanted every 15 years because of the nutrient depletion of the soil. As the soil quality decreases, so does the productivity of the crop. Plantations are then abandoned and new areas of land cleared. There is a direct link between land degradation and human trafficking. The agricultural sector provides the ideal situation for human trafficking. The overworking of land and the misuse of chemicals could cause irreversible harm to our environment.